Get ready, everybody. The Trump and Gary Gensler battle. And he's already said he's got somebody to replace him. We're going to go over that today's video. I highly recommend you watch tomorrow's video as well because HBO's documentary drops today. And they say they know who Satoshi Nakamoto is. Well, as we always do on this channel, we're going to go a little bit deeper, taking a look at who actually owns HBO. Remember, first they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. Draper. All right, we're going to dive right in on the back end. Every video I share with you exactly what I am doing. All right, so let's dive right in. So some great content. They were making it very easy for content creators lately. There's just so much news coming out. So just in, this came out yesterday, Robinhood's chief legal officer, which is interesting, right? So Robinhood's decentralization, it was almost like the democratizing of private finance where the normal everyday person, you're seeing now Main Street getting action to Wall Street. And that's what's bothering these guys. That's what's disrupting the system, guys, is because you now, Main Street, are now getting access to Wall Street with the advent of the internet, social media, things like Robinhood. So it said just in Robinhood's chief legal officer to replace Gary Gensler, these are rumors, as SEC chair under Trump. Speculation rises that Dan Gallagher could take over the SEC chair if Trump wins, potentially bringing pro-crypto shift to regulation. Guys, again, would love to see this happen. And now I'm going to take you to the left in just a moment here. But crypto is here to stay. It's going to be bumpy if it goes left. There's going to be some bumpiness if it goes right too. It's just going to take some time. The great thing is, as Johnny Crypto always says, is we're in the deep speculation phase. That's where you can still make a lot of money. Mark Cuban, now we're swinging over to the left, slams Gary Gensler for making, so this is why I want to bring this up, for making crypto regulation so difficult. If we had followed the same rules that Japan did, FTX would still be in business. So you got the left and the right. We know Mark Cuban is a big Kamala Harris supporter, but he has made them bipartisan. So there's someone else pulling the strings for Gary Gensler. There's someone else making him make these decisions because there's a bigger agenda going on right here. And I think I know what it is, but I'm going to just keep it to myself. Here we go. So this is Novogratz. The next big jolt in Bitcoin is going to be when we have options that trade on ETFs.
What are you hearing as it relates to the ETFs and how big the inroads have been? Obviously, there was a big move afoot when this first happened, but it's quieted down materially since then. And I'm trying to understand what's happened because I think part of the expectation was that all these advisors were all of a sudden going to be out there marketing this stuff, and it was going to shift the balance.
That's a slower process than I think the market anticipated, right? Like a lot of these big platforms are just starting a month ago, starting this month, starting next month. And so I think this will be a, ongoing play over the years, not over the months.
Yep.
And I just think the more different ways you give access, the next big jolt to Bitcoin is going to be when we have options that trade on the ETFs.
Okay, so that's going to be the next jolt. I completely agree with them. Everybody's waiting for the flip of a switch, right? It's a long, drawn out, like everybody else all over the world is getting regulatory clarity, not America, right? So until there is true regulatory clarity in America, like the EU has, there's not going to be institutional adoption, right? That's the great news. Like, I hope there's suppression, guys. That gives me way more time to buy in. I want way more opportunity to buy into these amazing assets that I believe are going to be here for the long term. That's why I just focus on an exit plan. Goes up, I sell at targets. It collapses, I buy more. And every day I dollar cost average. So this came from Bitcoin Magazine. Just in, Mayor Rockdale, Texas, wrote a letter to explain how BTC mining revived his own town. That's pretty cool, man. We're on the cusp of a new economic renaissance, a digital energy boom thanks to Bitcoin. Okay, you're going to hear a lot more of that narrative. Crypto adoption on track to hit 8% by 2025. Institutional interest and the economic uncertainty. This is a key factor. Economic uncertainty, war narrative, wartime economics are driving forces behind accelerated global adoption of cryptocurrencies, according to a report from Maxicport. Okay. Continues on, a Cointelegraph, Bitcoin on the list of the top 10 world assets with $1.2 trillion market cap. And I think Brad Garlinghouse said that he thinks it's going to double by the end of this year. And I think he said it may even go higher, which is crazy, right? So if you look at this, we got gold with 18 trillion. So this is the beauty in this. You see Bitcoin right here. When I think of Bitcoin, I think of the whole crypto ecosystem, the market, right? Everybody just talks about Bitcoin because it is the Bitcoin dominance drives the market, right? It is the asset that everybody talks about. And so Bitcoin going up means your altcoins are going to flood later, right? So you got 1.2 trillion, but look at that growth, guys. That's your potential of growth. That's your potential of appreciation. Think about that. As we go to digitization, if I can say that correctly, digitization, I will bank on this, that Bitcoin is going to shoot right up here with gold over the next 10 years. I really, really believe that. I really do. Okay, let's go a little bit further here to Good Morning Crypto. This is a video right here. I'm going to fast forward it a little bit further back.
Maturing of
Yeah,
infrastructure.
that's exactly where I wanted to hit it right there. I don't want to watch the whole video, but this is posted by Good Morning Crypto. The new BlackRock states crypto is being adopted faster than the internet. Check this out.
Has been the maturing of the infrastructure in digital assets. We've seen billions of dollars move in venture capital and private equity into digital assets to fund incredible innovation in blockchain. We've seen the regulatory environment evolve to get more constructive around.
This is BlackRock, by the way.
Digital assets and how people can buy them. We've seen extremely talented people leave traditional finance to go into DeFi to help lead some of these innovations. And all of this infrastructure has really matured over the last 5 years. So between all of these tailwinds, it's really creating the opportunity for digital assets to gain broader adoption across more investors around the world. With that being said, we're in the early days. 2.9 trillion, it changes every day. Maybe it's slightly higher or slightly lower since we made this slide. But we could have focused thus far our efforts on 2 digital assets, the 2 largest. We feel that between these 2 assets, which represent about 75% of the market cap of the digital asset space and have some of the most liquidity in the digital asset space, that we can really start to make headway in terms of bringing out accessible vehicles to more investors.
Okay, that's what I wanted to show you guys. So I don't know why it skipped. I think it's on their thing. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. XRP is not on here, but Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. I told you, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP are going to be the big 3. Just like the auto boom, just like the .com boom, XRP and Ripple, this case will eventually settle with the damn appeal going on and all this bullshit with Gary Gensler. That shit will, just irritates me. That will finally settle itself when behind the scene, the puppet masters are ready for this type of adoption, right? Knowing that America got caught with no swim trunks on, right? We got caught, guys. Too much greed, too much debt. So when they're ready to allow the system to start to implement digital currency, digital adoption, and we're going to get our shit together finally, because this is what's happening in other countries. So bullish for Bitcoin, set for capital reallocation as China halts stimulus. QCP Capital predicts a liquidity boost for crypto despite China's stimulus halt, signaling potential gains for BTC. Okay, so here we are, guys. So here we are in this very pivotal transitional time in our human history. This will never happen in our lifetime again. Not only do you have the baby boomers passing down tons of wealth down to us and beyond, but it's passing down to the younger generation, which is digitization. Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, industrial to technical. You are not going to stop this freight train. As Rosie Rio said, the freight train has left the building. Okay, you're either going to get on and go for the ride of your life, or you're going to get run over by it. But everybody has to get on this train. Remember, they tell you to look this way. They told you it was used for money laundering. It was a pet rock as they were investing over this way. Now we're going to find out today by HBO who we think Satoshi Nakamoto is. And I'm going to break down who owns most of HBO. Guys, you got to learn discernment. Okay, so what I did is I understand at a very deep level that right now, especially in 2020 to 2022, I knew it was in a very extreme speculative phase. So I was like, wait a minute, if I've never made this much money in this short amount of time, then I probably should get some profits off the table. And I started looking at things that have been here forever. Insurance, the first annuity was in the Roman days. Insurance companies have made it through Great Depressions, recessions, world wars. Okay, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to insure some of my money. Real estate, people always need a place to live. They always need a place to lay their head. So I'm going to start getting into more real estate. Precious metals, it's been here since the beginning of time, right? So those are 3 things that I can focus on by pulling from high risk, high return, pulling some off the table, locking it in to secure my family. And what I work to do is I work to protect. So I use the risk pyramid. Crypto's at the top, high risk, high return. You have to have a game plan. You are the exit liquidity. So as it goes up, we're now, I mean, we're literally days away. I mean, we're talking like 30 days away now. What's the date today? And we're 30 days away from this shit going parabolic, right? It's going to start to go up. Bitcoin's going to go up. It's going to drive the market. All the profits are going to flood down into alternative coins. So I'm holding Bitcoin 100% forever. There's a ton of education videos that'll be coming out on our channel here that I'm explaining why. You don't have to do that, but I explain why I'm doing that. My alternative coins, all my other coins, I'm exiting 50% because I have a plan for every single dime that leaves the house money. House money comes out, I bring it down the risk pyramid, I max fund my policies, my insurance policies. I'm going to buy more silver. I'm using Bitcoin as my gold, and I'm going to get into more real estate for depreciation, appreciation, and tax liabilities. Okay, because the earned income has changed quite a bit since 2020. So now I don't have money problems. I have to navigate the tax world. So that's where we're at. So I'm just going to continue to share with you, and then I have the Rockefeller waterfall system set up, where I have Dynasty Trust, irrevocable, revocable. And I'm just speaking from my paradigm. My life is radically transformed because I stopped trying to get rich quick in crypto. I stopped following crypto bros and all these pump and dumpers and meme coin chasers and stuff like that, and trying to trade and catch the top and catch the bottom. And I started following actually people who have wealth and multimillionaires and billionaires who are actually making slow, methodical moves. They're not playing games with their money. And I just model what they did at a small level, and each year it changes. And now this is the bull run from 2024 to 2026. I can't wait for 2026. I want it to collapse back down because I want more opportunity to buy in. The bear market is where you get wealthy. It's not the bull market. The bull market is exercising the practice. It's like the Super Bowl, right? You practice, you practice, you practice, then the Super Bowl comes and you win because you practiced. But everybody's trying to come in during the Super Bowl and they didn't do any practice. They have no game plan and they get freaking wrecked. So that's what I got for you guys. I love you guys very, very much. I wanted to share with you guys as well. A lot of people have been asking me about, so I have a spiritual channel called Refined Integrity. Refined Integrity. So down below in the recommended videos, you will find my channel there. So I do a lot of spiritual work. And so that's a channel that I built so I can express my spiritual side as well, my walk with Christ, Jesus, and God. So if you'd like to check that out, I'd love for you to check it out. So if you need any support at all, in the description of this video down below, we get hundreds of messages a day about how do you insure your money? I insure my house, I insure my car, and I insure my money. But it's about you, okay? What I do may not work for you. So we want to sit down with you and do a free consultation to do a needs analysis with you and figure out what works for your family. So if you fill out the needs assessment, they can show you how I insure my wealth, but it's also what works for you. What works for me may not work for you. So I just want to make that very clear. So fill out the needs assessment as detailed as possible. It's a free consultation. We do not invest people's money. We do not have a trading platform. Those are all scammers communicating with you. I do not trade people's money. I will never ask you to send my team money or me money. Okay. Those are scammers. Stop responding to those people. The needs assessment is completely free consultation. They will text you, they will email you, they will call you, and it's free. You will send them zero money. So be very clear on that. Okay. Then there's another side of the coin, which is my other company, which is an education company and a community. So if you want to be part of a like-minded community just like you, tons of education courses, like we underpromise, overdeliver. We have tons of live calls. We also have market calls on Friday. I do a generational wealth building call on Thursday. We have Q&A calls in there as well. And it's your tribe. And I have my revolutionary 120-day challenge. Click the description of this video or the link in my bio and join Coach JB's Academy. I love you guys. I'll see you on the inside. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together.